Hello everyone, welcome to Kalpa Kendra Tarot. So I'm filming a video for this channel after such a long time, especially because I've been so busy throughout August, September, and now it's October when I'm filming this video. I could not have foreseen that this is what my schedule will look like and that I would not be able to make videos for this channel particularly. So Kalpa Kendra Tarot and Kalpa Kendra Sahaj have particularly been suffering a lot because of my schedule. I still made some, I could not make many videos for Kalpa Kendra Life as well, but then I was uploading the monthly predictions there because I have more subscribers on that channel, and my monthly reading would be reaching out to more people if I do it on that channel particularly. But for this one and for Sahaj, it really does not make sense to start monthly reading as of yet, because the subscribers are not that much, and when this channel reaches, and Sahaj also reaches that that level of subscriber, that many people, that I think that it is okay to make monthly predictions video now, then obviously I'll start it for these two channels as well. It's not something that I want to keep exclusively for life, like the Bengali channel. But let's see when that happens. I hope it happens soon enough, because I would love to do it. And I get to know so much from my predictions, because just after I do my predictions, I go back and maybe a day or two later, when I have totally forgotten what the cards actually, what messages they have, I but like what messages the groups have, I go and select a group and then get my reading from my reading. What happens is that it prepares me for the month, because I don't know what to expect with anybody in particular, but I know that some of the predictions that I make, since I go into detail, since I go into that much detail, I know that I can trust myself, because I really try to connect with my intuition in a way. And this is not me advertising for myself, although you can take it to mean that, but I think that I do justice to my readings. So I really like going back to my readings, not just for the predictions, the monthly predictions, for everything. And this is pretty much the only reason why I started the channels, Kalpa Kendra Tarot, and then Kalpa Kendra Life, Kalpa Kendra Sahaj as well. But Sahaj was more like to reach out to more people. But Tarot and the English and Bengali channel, I had started out with this in my mind, that if I want to watch a reading on a particular, like if I want to get a reading on a particular topic, I'd rather go back to my own readings, because I really like the way I do it. I really like the way I go into depths of things. So I should be able to come back to my readings rather than go to someone else's reading, and that was the thought behind it. So I'm happy with what I'm doing, and I like going back to my readings. With this reading as well, I make the topics, like I select the topics that I am willing to come back to. Mostly I welcome, and obviously anybody would, I welcome suggestions. And some of the channel, some of the readings on my Bengali channel have been suggested by my audience. I remember that there were certain suggestions on this channel as well, which I don't remember the suggestions, but I will make those videos next, like after I'm done with this video. I think I will do a lot of suggestion videos, both for this one and then for Kalpa Kendra Life, which is the Bengali channel. On Hindi channel, there are not many subscribers, so there are no suggestions yet. There, I'm a free bird. I can do whatever I want. So I'd be doing that there, but then here, suggestions videos will be coming up next. And also, I'll be completing the future spouse series. That series is also yet to be completed, so a lot of future spouse readings will also come up, and videos will be more regular now, because all the other things that I was engaged in, they are done. August, September, they're done, and now come October, I'm more free for the readings, and I want to show up for the readings, because trust me, what I was thinking just before even starting this reading is that how am I going to manage, because what the work that I do apart from readings is like more stable source of income, and with readings you really don't know. I mean, It's more out of passion, more out of something that kept nagging me that I have to do it. Like, it's more like my heart's desire, but you wonder, and sometimes you feel scared, and I did not know that how I'm gonna go forward with it, and how it's gonna make me feel, whether or not I'm gonna feel secured or not. And then just after I started, not even started, just when I sat for the video, just when I started preparing myself for the video, I felt such a joy within myself. Like, there was such enthusiasm and such a level of excitement that I knew that this is what my heart's calling is. And what better way to spend your life than to do what you really, really love to do. I love doing this, and I'm so fortunate to be coming back to do the readings, and I'm so happy to um, deliver these readings to you. I hope you're as excited to find these readings as I am to do, kickstart the series of Future Spouse and all the readings again. I'm so excited, so happy, and so blessed for all of you here. Even though the numbers are less now, but I hope to grow, and I hope to find so many of you who are not with me now, but maybe will be joining me later. So happy to connect with you all. Okay, now I'll be introducing the topic that I'll be doing today. So, the topic that you might have already found out from the thumbnail itself is how often do they think of you? And I know that this topic would be resonating with so many of you, because we all want to find out that the person who we think is thinking about us, how often are they thinking about us really? And is the frequency something like what we think it is, or do we cross their minds once in a while? So if we ask somebody that yes, they, like, whether or not they are thinking about us, the answer would be yes, but there's no like, it's not an emphatic yes, because it's, they think but not so much. So what is it like? What's the frequency like? How often really do they think about us is going to be the topic for today. And I know I want to come back to this reading, maybe some at some point in the future, not really now. So there's not much to say about it. It's an interesting reading. I hope you find it interesting as well. And I'll introduce the groups now. For the first group, we have the ant. For the second group, we have the deer. For the third group, we have the black panther. So these are your options. If you've not selected a group, then pause the video, choose the card that you feel most drawn to, and then meet me at the click of your timestamp. Hello, group one. So, if you had selected the ant card, then welcome to your reading. The card says, let go of feeling alone. You are a vital part of the hill. Okay, now let me show you the cards that you've received for this reading. First is lepidolite. Then you have abundance. Then you have vibrational match. Let's make more room, because you do have a lot of cards. I hope I'm audible. Sometimes I feel like I need to speak louder, and then sometimes I wonder if at all you have heard me. Shadow god of liberation goat, which is the devil. Then you have three of cups. One thing I do want to mention is that when I was introducing this card, Three of Cups, I received a call, and then the person who called me, it was my father. He disconnected the call right away, and then I tried calling him, and it seemed like he had dialed my number by mistake. This is an information I'm giving you because I feel like this information is going to be relevant somehow, especially for Three of Cups. Please excuse my OCD. I hope it doesn't bother you too much. Right, so then you have the Hermit and the Four of Pentacles. Then you have King of Swords, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Hanged Man. And this came out in this order. So these are all your cards. Group 1. I will first talk about the card that you selected your group with. So the message is, let go of feeling alone. You are a vital part of the heal, which makes me feel like even though you feel like this connection with this person, I think you don't feel like you are a significant part of their, or you occupy, like you don't feel like you occupy a significant part in their thoughts, or significant part in their brain. Like it, you're not somebody of significance or somebody of importance to them. That's what you think. But given the message of the ant, it feels like you are definitely undermining how important or how much this person thinks of you. Like, you obviously don't think that this person could be thinking of you to the degree that they actually do. You think that maybe you, maybe they're aware of you, maybe you cross their mind, but they certainly would not be thinking about you, because you are absolutely um, forgettable and replaceable, and something that people would not dwell upon, let alone this person. No, you don't think that people won't dwell upon you. You probably think that there are people who actually pay attention to you or would like to hang out with you, but this person is not that person. This person is not one of those people who spend their time thinking about you, is what you think. But what this person actually feels about you is that this person would, yeah, this person feels like they would rather not think about you, group 1, but they think about you a lot. They think about you um, more than you would care to believe, and more than they would like. So I don't think it's their favorite thing to admit, or favorite thing, it's not a favorite thing about them, or this is something that they are embarrassed about, to be honest. Or I don't think they would also be admitting to anybody how much they think about you. I don't think they would be admitting to themselves how much they think about you, but they do, and the frequency is quite high. The intensity, I don't think these are intense thoughts, but these are thoughts that keep like coming back to their mind. It's like these thoughts keep returning. It's like a it's on a loop, a repeated pattern of thoughts where you keep featuring in their thoughts, and they don't really know why, and they would not want to admit, but they are not too proud of it. Then the lepidolite card, which says, have you been feeling depressed? Do you have mood swings? It is time to restore well-being. A joyful outlook on life can be yours. Take the necessary steps to shift your focus from that which troubles you to that which brings you joy. So I do feel like this person does associate thinking about you with some form of time waste. They don't think that they are being highly productive when all they do throughout the day is either think about you, or consciously stop themselves from thinking about you or starting another thought about you. This is not something they enjoy. I would not say that they think about you and feel that, oh, let me just spend the day thinking about group 1. In fact, I think what they do is they tell themselves, I should not be spending the day thinking about group 1. I mentioned to you that when I got this when I was introducing the card 3 of Cups, I had a call from my father and he disconnected, and I think he called me by mistake. But since it happened right at the time when I was introducing the card, I felt like there are a lot of people reaching out to this person that they have to pay attention to. It could be for any reason. It could be because they are either involved with them romantically, or these could just be friends that they are in touch with, or just because of the kind of work they do, they have to come in contact with a lot of people. Whatever it is, you are a distraction, group 1. I don't think they are, like I said, that they are not too proud of the fact that they think about you, and they would rather not think about you. But given the circumstances, it has come down to the fact that it is annoying, not in annoying. I don't think your thoughts annoy them. What your thoughts do is make them feel sad, make them feel like there's a missing piece, that make them feel like, there's this abundance energy. There's this abundance energy, but I can only see, like, I can only focus on this guy. You see how frustrated I let me focus it. Do you see how frustrated this gentleman is, and is totally focused on abundance, probably thinking that he doesn't have it? This is what I'm feeling more attracted to, rather than this energy where this girl knows how to reach down and get her abundance. So your person seems to be in this energy where they feel like connecting with you would give them access to something that they don't have. You, on the other hand, keep reminding them of something that they don't have, a missing piece. And that makes them very sad. No matter how fulfilled their life looks on the outside, there's a feeling inside of them which only you can trigger, of what they are lacking, which the world doesn't seem to know. The world doesn't seem to know that they lack you, or you are that missing piece that would make them feel a certain way, which they associate with abundance. The world is not aware of it. And so it might, on the surface, it might not look like this person is depressed or this person is missing you. I don't think this person has any reason to miss you. That's what they keep telling them. Their inner dialogue is something like this, that I have no reason to miss group one. I have no reason to be with group one. Group one's thoughts should not be crossing my mind. But it's embarrassing that I think about group one, and how often I think about group one. So to answer your question, how often? Very often, quite often, every day, at least for some time. Every day this person has your thought cross their minds, and it is not even for once in a while. It looks like they either see references which remind them of you all the time, or you live at the back of their mind as if you are the background to whatever, like you are the background to their existence. You are the background to their physical existence, which is quite sad if this person is not with you. If this person is with you, that's not a problem, then it's a happy thing. But I don't think you're with this person that you're asking about, or there could be some form of distance, because this person associates you with a kind of energy that would make them feel very, very good, because they're also calling you a vibrational match. Another card that wanted to come with it, which I did not take because I felt like vibrational match was the one, is reach for the stars. So you have barely scratched the surface. You have unlimited potential, and you are getting ready to experience this firsthand. So this unlimited potential that they have, some potential, I am not even going by what the card is saying, but what the energy that I'm picking up is that there is some potential or some energy that this person is able to pick on anytime you come across, like anytime they come across you. And connecting with your energy makes them feel a certain way that they have not felt earlier, so they cannot properly articulate exactly what they mean or exactly what they feel, but it is something associated with finding your vibrational match, which says that you are sending out new signals that are bringing forward positive new experiences. Please focus on this word, positive new experiences. So since the experience that you bring to them energetically, I am not even bothered about whether it's positive or negative. No labeling required, but it's a new experience. It's a kind of experience that is so new to them that they don't know how to exactly put to words or formulate a sentence that would be able to describe exactly what they feel for you. But what I can understand, given they might not, they are constantly saying that I don't know what to say, and they might tell you this, that I don't know what to say about group one, and that can be disheartening for some people who would be looking for some substance to associate with this person's attitude towards them. but I know the context behind the words they are not being able to speak. So I'll give you context from what I can understand. There's Untitled. Have you ever seen a ball of threads, which have all kinds of threads tangled among themselves, and they have been made into a ball, or a ball of rubber bands where there are a lot of rubber bands and they are sticking together. So it's a ball of a lot of rubber bands, and rubber bands are basically essential elements, and threads are also like essential things which we need for, like, I would associate a lot of a lot of rubber bands with a lot of abundance, because I need rubber bands all the time, but they are now sticking together and in a ball. But while the thought of it, that there are so many rubber bands available to me for use, makes me feel happy, I am unable to exactly express how I feel about them sticking together in a ball. So this person feels a certain way about you, which can be associated with the rubber band, in the sense that all these feelings that come up within themselves when they think of you make them feel good, but they don't know how to exactly feel about feeling all of these emotions all at once for a person they are not even with at this point. It's like they know that you are somebody for them in a way that they have not felt for anybody else, and at the same time they're scared because, one, they could be in another relationship, two, there could have been some situation between the two of you where, which makes it impossible or maybe difficult for you guys to come together. There is some solid three some there is some solid reason why you guys separated, or why you guys are not together. The reason could be yours, and anything can be a reason, but the reason is very solid, or something that you believe is only fair, like it's fair for you guys to not be together, something like that. It's very complicated in their head, and yet they don't know that the wave of emotions that they feel for you, it's it has elements that ignited within them emotions that they have never known. And I would like I even I'm having a hard time, honestly, because I am interpreting energy. It's not my emotion. So if I had lived with this emotion for for long enough, probably I'd be able to explain it better. But given I am only connecting with this person's emotions in a very temporary way, only through this reading, I am finding it very difficult to actually label this person's experiences regarding you, because it has been scary. Let me be honest with you. It has been somewhat scary for the person to admit to themselves. They have not openly admitted even to themselves um, how much they feel for you. They don't know the intensity. Like I did mention that they what they feel is not very intense. I don't think they go into the depths of their emotions. If they did, it would be very scary for them, which is why they see this ball of rubber bands, like I said, but they don't open the ball and they don't separate the rubber bands. They don't. It's very scary for them. They'd rather not, because it would make the world that they have created in their head, thinking that it's the perfect world that exists for them, it would collapse on their head. Like it would collapse on them, basically. They would not be able to make sense of it, that why the perfect life that they thought they have is not perfect for them, or worse still, is a very sad way of living. You make them feel that way. You make them feel that there is so much more that they could have done with their life, and they don't like this feeling. They don't like this feeling. So that's what you make them want to delve into a part of themselves that they have locked up without knowing that they have locked it up, and they don't even know that it can be opened up. They don't know that shadow work can be done. They don't know that they're capable. You are opening a can of worms for this person, and they don't open the can of worms. They're aware that it's a can of worm that you could open. You cross their mind a lot of times. They are aware of you having the potential that you do for them, for triggering them, and that's why they choose to avoid you. If this person is avoiding you, it is because they want to avoid the intensity that thoughts of you come with. So three of shells, I think three of shells combined with the devil, they feel like, one, there's so much that they can do with life, so much fun that they can have, rather than focusing on you. They associate thoughts of you with something very negative, with something that can, how, okay, one thing that comes to mind is, if you guys have seen Friends, then even if you have not, let me describe to you. There was a scene where Chandler was being encouraged by his friends, I think Monica or Rachel, I don't remember, to go talk to somebody that he liked. And Monica, let's say that it was Monica asks Chandler to go ahead and just talk to the girl. And then Chandler is like, no, I can't do that. Have you seen her? Have you seen how like hot she is, or something like that? And so Monica says, what is the worst thing that can happen? Chandler is like, well, I could die. So something like that. So Chandler obviously uh, overestimates the damage that can be caused to him, and this guy also overestimates the damage that can be caused by looking within oneself. He's clearly avoiding shadow work, he's clearly avoiding looking within. Or maybe if you guys have had a fight, he's not willing to take responsibility for his contribution to the fight or his role in the fight. Okay, and he thinks that everything else that he does is going to bring him happiness. Even moving on to somebody else, or staying with the person, if not you, if they are with somebody else, staying with the person that they are with is going to bring them happiness, rather than connecting with you. You are the problem. They think you are the problem. Although they would not say that to you, maybe, or maybe some of them would, but mostly people would not say that. They would be like, yeah, we should just not be together. They know that they are the problem, but they like thinking of you as the problem that they should avoid in order to stay happy. The Hermit and the Four of Pentacles, I feel like they need to go. They feel like they should be left alone with their thoughts. And what are their thoughts? The thoughts are of you, and they feel like they should just be left alone, because they need to sort out a lot of things that have been running through their mind, and this time that they want to buy from life or society in general is the time to think about what went wrong, what is going to happen, what they should do with life, and how is everything going to pan out. And they need a break that they are aware of. They, whenever they sit down to have a cup of coffee and they are like, okay, the work for today is done, let me rest, the first thought that comes to their mind is of you, and they don't do it, and they are not, like, they are not happy about it. It kind of triggers them, makes them feel very very sad, that in their solitary moments, in their moments of solitude, they can't seem to be catching a break from you. They do get frustrated about it, but the truth is they won't admit it. They just want to sit alone. They feel like if they just could disappear like into the woods for like a week and just sort out their life, you know what they would be thinking about? They would actually be thinking about their dynamics with you. That's what they would be thinking about. So and they are not ready to admit this to anybody. So that's the frequency of how often, like very often, like it's just, if they are not doing something that requires them to focus, it requires 100% of their focus. If they need to focus on something only say 30% or 50%, at least 25% of their focus is on you. So you're constantly playing at the back of their mind. Now I just saw the number 2929, and I know your video started, like your group's timing started at 0808. So there's repeating numbers, and it could be a spiritual connection, it could be one of those more evolved connections where you meet somebody from whom you have already known in the past, or known in the astral, known in the 5D, somebody with whom you share a very, very deep connection, even if separated in the physical plane. So then the cards, the Hanged Man, the King of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune, they do wish to have a better perspective on the situation. They are openly admitting that there's a lot about this connection that they don't understand, and which is why they find it so complicated, and which is why it keeps popping up on their head, basically. It just, they don't know what to think about it. Like, they have not sorted even the puzzle pieces together. When we are solving a very complicated puzzle, we tend to segregate the similar looking pieces in one group first, even before we attempt to solve the puzzle. So they have not even segregated the similar looking pieces together at this point. Forget even getting a full picture of the puzzle, that they don't have, that they really don't have at this point. But even to understand which piece which piece belong to similar, like a similar sort of group, a similar place, which pieces go together. Like, say if a puzzle has coconut trees, so which are the pieces of coconut trees that can, that should be segregated first, so we can solve the puzzle better, something like that, so it takes less time. Even that they have not done, and they're thinking that they need to do that, and they feel like they should be very intelligent about this, because there is this feeling that they cannot admit to others, which I've been repeating since the beginning of this reading. There is this feeling that they cannot openly admit to anybody how often, how frequently, how much they're thinking about you. They have to be very smart about this. They cannot let anybody know. That is not even the word I'm looking for, a word. They have to be very so if anybody asked about you, there would be ways in which this person chooses to either not give a very honest answer, or intellectualize the thing to the point that it feels vague. Like, whatever they're saying would seem non-specific and vague, so they might respond in a quote or something, in a quotation or something, like, a literary quotation, which can mean one thing or can mean another thing. Like, there's no clarity. This person would not give anybody clarity on their feelings for you. One, they don't have clarity themselves. Two, even the fact that they are thinking about gaining clarity on the situation is not something that they want to tell people. They want to tell people, they want to give people the impression that you are not somebody that they think about. I don't know if they have been able to convince you as well that you are not somebody that they think about. If that is what you're thinking, then, and everything that I said resonates with you, then I would like to say that probably this person is fooling you. This person does think about you a lot, and tries to intellectualize or make it seem like he really does not have the time. Not because you are beneath them or something, but because they're too busy in life to pay attention to you in any way. But they do think that the situation would resolve on its own. That's what they think. They think that either they are going to have like an aha moment, or an intellectual breakthrough where it just makes sense to them why they are feeling the way, or why they think, or why there's a ball of rubber band sticking together for you. Either it's gonna make sense to them because they will figure it out themselves, or they feel like the universe will do it for them. Like, they feel like someday they'll understand what is happening with you. Someday. That day has not come for them yet, but they have this faith, hope that it will come someday. This is not a reading about their future actions, so that's not what I'm gonna look into. Maybe that can be the topic for another video, but right now this is how much I can tell you. That this person, my friend, is thinking about you a lot, does not want you to or does not want anybody to know that. will never give you a specific, honest answer which will reveal to you the true nature of their thoughts or the intensity behind it. I'm pretty sure this person themselves do not view it as an intense thing. They think that what is happening to them is confusing. They might not use the word intense for you. What they would rather use is confusing, something that they need to figure out. But when you dwell upon the nature of their feelings, you do understand that there are intense feelings, but they have placed a lid on it. And since there's a lid on it, and they are unwilling to open that can of worms that we said, they are not aware of the intensity, but doesn't mean that these feelings are not intense. But yes, the intensity, if they found out the intensity, it would scare them. There's a lot about this connection that would scare them. There's a lot. Okay, so that was the reading for you, group 1. If that resonated with you, let me know in the comments. You can, if you understand Bengali, then you can check out my channel Kalpa Kendra Life. If you understand Hindi, then you can check out my channel Kalpa Kendra Sahaj. Otherwise, I'll see you in another reading sometime very, very soon. And also, I give private readings, so you can contact me for that in the email ID provided in the description. Nothing else, see you some other time in another reading. Till then, take care. Hello, group 2. So happy to connect with your energy. So group 2, if you have selected the Dear card, then welcome to your reading. The card says be gentle with yourself. And I'll tell you what this card reminds me of. It reminds me of the fact that when you go to national parks, especially national parks which have like a healthy population of deers, there's this theme that plays out where you keep seeing deers. You see a lot of deers, and you don't like, more than usually people go there anticipating that they would see a big cat or like one of the big animals in the park, maybe tiger, lion, elephant, bison or something like that, but they end up seeing a lot of deers mostly. So that is something that we would keep at the back of our minds, because that's what I'm thinking about. Here's looking at you, kid. And I don't know why I said that. So the cards for you are the Fool, the Five of Wands. Do you know which movie that line is from? Actually, it's a famous line from a movie called Casablanca. Then you have Carnelian, then you have Complacency, then you have the Magician. Funny story about the Magician, I was not supposed to pick it up, but then I saw it. I felt like I was not sure whether or not it wants to come out, and then I again shuffled and I got these two cards, but the Magician showed up again somehow, so I felt like it wants to come out. Then you have Justice and Unity. Right, my friend, which is the Hierophant card. Then you have Seven of Pentacles. Please, can we be more visible? So 38, 38. Then you have the Hierophant again, right? That's why I like pulling from two separate decks to see if anyone energy wants to repeat itself, right? This is better. And then you have the Heart of Compassion, and we need to find a way to adjust the cards. This is what we will be doing. I think everything is visible. The Heart of Compassion, you are not reversed, but I will remember your behavior. Okay, so these are the cards for you, group 2. Group 2. So I remember mentioning, obviously I will remember, I only mentioned it just now. So we talked about this Deer Energy National Park theme. I do feel like this person thinks that they had been expecting something else with you, something maybe more profound. Maybe they expected to for you to be of some other characteristics, personality or nature, and you turned out to be something that feels okay. It feels like they expected you to be different or extraordinary. I don't know what this person's expectations were. I am not labeling them, but the energy that I'm picking up on is that they expected you to be somewhat different, somewhat like, great, magnificent, and what they find is that you are run of the mill. That's what is coming to my head. Like, they're saying that you are like an ordinary everyday girlfriend or boyfriend. Like, you are what they have seen. You're not something special. You're special. Like, what they're saying is, it might hurt, but this is what the emotion is like. And I remember particularly of something about a connection that I have once heard, that the partner expected the other partner, like, it takes two to tango, right? So um, person A and person B were in relationship. Person A expected person B to be something different from who they have earlier met, and person A, after meeting person B, had felt that person B is the one that they would want to spend their life with. And as they spend more and more time with person B, person A figured out that person B was like everybody else, and person B was not that special that they thought themselves, thought person B to be. So basically, for person A, the novelty wore off, and person B seemed like just another person in the crowd. And that really, that for person B was very hurtful. But person B has to take, or had to take, the perspective into consideration that when somebody puts you on a pedestal, there is going to be a proverbial fall from grace. Not grace, but there is going to be a fall, because putting anybody on a pedestal is not the, like, you cannot be on a pedestal and then be in a relationship with a person um, for a long time, because you have to take each other, like, you have to come down from the pedestal and be on same level if you want to be in a relationship. And this person, when they saw that you are of their level, which is why I don't think this person has very great opinion of themselves, which is why they are not very excited about the people that they attract, who go on to make them see who they are. So basically, they would be attracting people who are a vibrational match to them, and they don't appreciate their own vibration. They don't like who they are, so they don't like the things that they attract anyway. So there are a lot of complicated components to this connection, which I can already smell. But anyway, the card says be gentle with yourself. So the message here is, this person has to first like who they are. If they don't like themselves, their chances of liking you or liking anybody that they attract is pretty bleak. The chances are pretty bleak. Now let's go into how often do they think about you. They think about you often, but it's not a thought that they like having. That same energy came in group 1 as well, but the energy was very different. For group 1, it was more like they thought of group 1 without wanting to think about group 1. Here it feels like group 2, they want to think about you, and at the same time they want to think about it. That it's not like they don't, but it's not with so much care and consideration. It's more like how it's like a very old couple energy. I think you're asking about somebody that you've either dated, or you've been in a relationship with, or have known in very close quarters, because it feels like this person has this, like, you have a old couple energy or old couple vibe to this connection, where they want to contact you in order to have like the daily fight with you, or they think like, they have to contact you, they have to talk to you, like it's a compulsion, not a compulsion, it's a more than a compulsion, it's a responsibility. If they don't call, it would mean that they don't care, so that's why they have to call, they have to talk to you. I don't think this person is being authentic when they are like, whatever they are being with you, I don't think it is their authentic energy. Let me break it down, because I know that it can be very confusing to receive the messages that I'm giving. So for the carnelian card, are you involved in a creative project or thinking about starting one? You are fertile with good ideas and the ability to conceive something magnificent. Have the courage to take action to make your dreams come true. Allow yourself the time to create. Carnelian also has a lot of Mars like energy. I feel like this person and you, both of you are coming together where you are bursting with potential for a new relationship, and you guys are aware of this energy. It's like two people coming together, aware of the potential that they have to create a relationship or create a connection which can last a long time, maybe a lifetime. But you are also aware of the baggage that it will bring if you decide on a person who is not good for you. So there's a lot of and complacency is also there. So it's like there's an energy of settling down for somebody that you're not sure of, and there's an element of fear, there's an element of rush, that you guys are rushing, like rushing into this thing. Stepping back to actually think about what you want would be seen as a breach of contract. I don't know if you're married to this person or in a relationship with this person, but it's like there's an unspoken contract between the two of you, that you would call each other at a certain time or meet at a certain time. There's a contract which is keeping the two of you from exercising your freedom to go within and find out if at all you want to be in this connection or be in this dynamic. And this person recognizes the unfreedom. Your person knows that they are not free to decide, that there will either be a breakdown. And I'm not saying that you are the only person who would charge this person with an accusation if they were to back out. I'm pretty sure that this person would also be hurt if this connection with you did not work out. Like, it's not like they're emotionally it's not like they are not emotionally invested. I think they are emotionally invested, but attachment is not the proof of connection or real connection. So I feel that real connection, that real sentiment, that fine tuning that actually touches your soul, that element is missing. Yes, this person is thinking about you. You probably are a part of their daily routine. That is the way in which they think about you. So they think about you more in terms of a person that they have to contact, that they have to think about, that they have to come together with, that they have to go back home to, or they have to call at the end of the day. I know I have said it enough, but it's there's a more it most like what it most like it is more like a routine. There's not much heart involved in it. You know what, if you can, if it's possible, and if it is resonating with you, give the person the option of not calling you if they don't want to, and see when they call. Tell this person, if at all this video, like this reading, is resonating with you, tell them that they don't have any obligation to call to you. They should only call you whenever. I want to use the word compulsion, but I don't know how to put it into perspective. Let me get my thoughts together first. See, it's like, even if it's a compulsion, it's not coming from within it should come from within the person. If it's not coming from within the person, then no matter how many times they call you, how many times they think about you, it is going to be mechanical. And there's a lot of element in this pile although there are certain other things that, you see, the Hierophant has been repeated. Either you're married to this person, or there's an obligation to get married to each other, or there's an obligation to find the right partner for marriage because you are of that age. There's some societal obligation which you guys are trying to fulfill. Now my mom has started the mixer grinder, which is the sound that you are hearing. I forgot to pause. If you could not hear me at any point, let me repeat. Okay, so I think that you guys are supposed to get married, or this situation can lead to marriage. You are of that age. Something your families have said that you have to find the right partner now. There's an obligation working behind the scenes, um, which is kept you two glued to each other. Otherwise, if you guys were being authentic, if you guys were being free, you are not sure if you would have been with each other. I can only speak for this person because, okay, let me pause. I can only speak for this person because this is the person whose energy I'm connecting with you, and not so much connecting with, and not so much with your energy. Maybe I can find out your energy in another reading, or you have some clarity on your energy. So when I speak about this person's energy, you can juxtapose that against yours and get an idea. But this person thinks about you often, but it's not from their heart. And there's a feeling that I feel is mutual, where if you were not tied, like if there was no obligation for you to find a suitable partner, if there was no obligation for this person to find a suitable partner by some time, by the time they are of some age, or there's a certain number that you there's a certain clock. I don't know if it's an age clock or a time clock, but the clock is ticking for you, and that's why you are together. It's sad. I don't want to be delivering this message without telling you that I understand the anxieties that sometimes we can feel if we feel like we have to do something, not even without even considering whether or not we want to, because it is the right thing to do, because we've been told that it is the right thing to do. So there's a lot of fear element here. Marriage is an element that is coming up. Either you are married, Five of Wands, there has to have been fights, or just what is it called, verbal arguments in the connection, where you have said something, the other person could not understand what you said, and it was misinterpreted, and then there was a lot of clarification, there's a lot of making up. There's separation and separating, and then making up energy there, breakup, make up energy there. But mostly what I can find is that you guys think that it is right to, it is, if you ask me what this person thinks, this person thinks that it is only right to talk to you, right to think about you, right to call you, right to have you at the back of their mind. Whether or not they would do it if they didn't think that it was the right thing to do, I don't know. They want to be fair, they want to be just. It's a person who think it's a, like, I don't even want to say that it's a good person, because that then creates an obligation for me to define what is a bad person. Then I don't know what is a good person and a bad person. What I mean is that this person wants to do the right thing. They care about being just and fair to anybody, and I think of all the people, they care about being just and fair to you. So they are being extremely patient with you, and they're aware of it. I think they have also said this to you, that I'm being patient, I am doing my best. I hope you recognize that I'm doing my best. And there's also this energy that they have manifested this connection. Okay, no matter what this connection ends up being, whether a long-term connection or a short-term connection, I can assure you this is a connection that you manifested with the help, like in collaboration with your higher self, so that you can level up, so that you can get lessons from this connection. This was supposed to be how often they think of you, and it has become like a life lesson. Wow. Like how what was I going to say? This connection is like you manifested it in collaboration with your spirit guides and higher self, so that you can get some very valuable lesson about life and love and friendship, whatever the nature of this connection is, some valuable lesson has to come through. I think you were very complacent about the stage that you are at in life. Like, you were not working on yourself, or you were not too focused on your growth. This person came, shifted your focus, and made you see some of your shortcomings, and made you want to work, like made you focus on yourself in a way that you would not have done if this person did not come into your life. Same for this person. This person also thinks that you have made them see that, you have made them understand that, just, you know, how they wanted to go to a national park to see one of the big cats, and they found out that they only seen deers. It's like they thought that this connection was going to be a big deal. And usually karmics connection have this thing, you know, you meet somebody and you feel like, wow, this person is great, I should be with this person, maybe this is the person, this is the one for me and everything. Usually karmic connections have this nature to them, like where you meet the person and you're like taken by their personality, aura, energy. Now, soulmate and twin flame connections in this aspect can seem a little confusing, because you don't, because you know, there's a sense of comfort and familiarity to them, but you don't feel like this instant excitement. You can sometimes feel this instant excitement, but it also seems to wither away very, very fast, you know, or it might not wither away as well. Like, I don't know what I'm saying, but with karmic connections, this thing is a given. Like, you don't feel familiarity. I guess the difference is that in with karmic connections, you feel an unfamiliarity which is exciting. You want to experience the person. You don't feel like you have experienced the person for eternity, through lifetimes. You don't feel that. You feel like you want to experience that person. That person is something new, exciting. So this is what I think this connection started off as, and very exciting. You wanted to be with this person, thought that you would be with the person for a long time. It may be so that you have been with this person for a long time. Maybe you're asking about your spouse. In that case, I'll tell you that there is some energy that you need to work out, because although this is only one card, Five of Wands, you have the other cards are quite great. There's an energy of a conflict which has not been resolved, a conflict that seems to be something that nobody wants to talk about, but is becoming a big issue for you guys to work on, at least for self development, for self growth. But I would like to say that you feel like somebody who's willing to work on this connection, obviously, otherwise you would not come here to ask this question. This person feels like somebody who would want to work on the connection. This person feels committed to the connection. They want to work on themselves, because we have two hierophants here with Seven of Pentacles and Ace of Pentacles. It's like they are willing to wait, they are willing to sow the seeds, and, you know, see what comes out of this connection. They are willing to put in the hard work. Heart of compassion. There are many people around you now who benefit from your loving, compassionate heart. So I feel like the people, you know, how I wanted to say that this is a good person, I still want to say that this is a good person. This is a person who has like a big heart, and you are somebody who has a big heart, they are saying. Otherwise, it would be very, very difficult for them to make this decision to put in the hard work for you. They have decided to put in the hard work simply because they know that it is worth it. They're saying that group 2, I know it's worth it and I am going to work hard. So these are the thoughts that they keep thinking about. They're thinking about how to make this relationship last, make it stay. They are saying that they may not be like, they are acknowledging the fact, group 2, that you may not be their soulmate or twin flame, but they are saying that this connection is still worth it, and they are willing to take the risk. They're willing to take the risk and fight the fights. They're willing to have those arguments with you, because they understand that it leads to self-development, growth. It helps them understand themselves, like in a better light, see themselves in a better light, or understand themselves in ways that they have not been able to understand before, or basically see themselves in a new perspective. So those things they are willing to do. And when they think about you, how often they think about you very, very often, and this is what they think about. These thoughts really occupy their mind, and I would admit that it has been, no matter for how long you've known this person, it has been stressing them out a little bit. Even if this connection is like a long-term connection where you've known each other for more than 5 years, or you've known each other for less than a year, this connection has been stressing your person out a little bit, because they want to seriously work on the connection. They want you to seriously work on the connection. They do think about you a lot, and there's a Martian energy to it, where they want this connection to lead to something. No matter for how long you've been in this connection together, they want it to lead to something great. And it's like a lot of energy, they want it to grow. This complacency they don't like. They want it to shift to that carnelian energy, and they they wish that you understand just how excited they are about this connection. They are still excited to see the big cats in the connection with you, not without you. So they want you to become or transform. It's a very wrong expectation to have, but I'll still tell you, because this is what I'm feeling. They want you to become the person that they wanted you to be or expected you to be from the very beginning. The person that they said that they want to spend the rest of their life with in the very beginning is who they want you to become. Okay, so that was your reading, group 2. If that resonated with you, let me know in the comments. If you understand Bengali, then you can subscribe, listen to my Bengali readings on Kalpa Kendra Life. If you understand Hindi, then you can go to my channel Kalpa Kendra Sahaj and listen to those readings. Subscribe to that channel as well. I also do private readings, so you can connect with me on my Gmail. Like I have my email ID down below in the description, so you can contact me there. Otherwise, I'll see you in another reading sometime very, very soon. Till then, take care. Hello, group 3. So if you had selected the Black Panther card, then welcome to your reading. The card is beautiful. Let me show you. If you can see, can you see? Yes, now you can. See, it's beautiful. The eyes. So what I can say about the eyes is that they find your eyes to be mesmerizing, and I did not look at the card and think that, but when I saw the card, how it looks like on the screen, I can totally understand that your eyes are mesmerizing to them, and they have thought about this not when they met you in person. Maybe when they thought about it when they met you in person, but when they have been concentrating on a picture of you that they saw online, they have looked at it for a long time and thought that you have beautiful, mesmerizing eyes, group 3. So that's what we can say about how your person feels about you, for sure. Okay, so the card says step out of the dark into the light. We will try to decode that as well. So for your cards, you have the 4 of Cups, then you have the 7 of Cups. A lot of Cups energy, so emotions are definitely involved. Then you have the card Instinct, then you have 3 of Pentacles, then you have 2 of Pentacles. I was going to say, okay, that sounded like some accent that we have in India. I'm not going to say from which region, but in India we have like different regions having like different regions have different accents, and when they speak a certain language, that accent then is felt in the language that they are speaking. So Pentacles felt like one of those regional accents that we have in this country, and I'm not gonna name the region and get myself into trouble. Right, so then you have Prince of Spring, which is like the Knight of Wands. Then you have Princess of Pentacles, which is like the Page of Pentacles. Then you have Chrysoprase, and then you have Boon. I'll be honest with you, I'm seeing this card for the first time. I've been using this deck a lot of times, like for a long time, and then this is the first time I see this card, Boon. So it's a special card because Boon has a special message which we will also decipher. Now let's start your reading. The Black Panther, step out of the dark into the light. I do feel like there's an energy of which I had not mentioned when I read out the message in the beginning, is that there's an energy of confusion, and there's Two of Pentacles here too. And I feel more than confusion, it is a desire to call it confusion. It is a desire to mask clarity as confusion, to delay taking a decision or taking a step, if it makes sense. It's a complicated message. Let us deconstruct that bit by bit. So, what I mean is that this person has clarity about something, but it definitely benefits them or is going to buy them some time if they, instead of recognizing what they know in their heart with absolute clarity, they choose to call it confusion. So they're basically masking their clarity as confusion when they say that they don't know to what to say about this connection, or what to do about this connection, or the choice that they want to make. I feel like that there's a choice involved, and I feel like they have been delaying this choice. Even if they have not communicated to you about this, they have definitely have this thing going on at the back of their mind, that they cannot make a decision, or they cannot choose between two choices that exist for them, because they don't know what to choose. But there seems to be a lot of clarity. Wait a second. So I took a break, but I was kind of lost about what I was talking about. But the moment I looked at the cards, I just knew what the message was, and that took me back to what I was talking about, because that seems to be a very crucial point. Clarity being masked as confusion. I have never really come across this thought pattern in a manner which makes me familiar with this this trick of the mind that we sometimes do, that we might know something very, very well, but yet we don't, that we make it look like we don't know it, or we make some concept that we understand very well look like something that we don't understand, so that we don't have to burden ourselves with the responsibility of giving anyone a glimpse into the clarity of our thought, or also we don't have to burden ourselves with the responsibility of actually doing something about what we know very, very clearly to be true. So they can evade responsibility, and that's what they are doing, your person is doing. So step out of the darkness, step out of the dark into the light. It feels like the dark is comforting for this person, because there's lot that we can leave unseen in the dark, and the light will bring out everything in the open. So it's like the entire reading is like, it's very comforting for this person to not face how much they know about you. They're definitely juggling you with something else, and it's very disappointing. This is an energy that came out in another reading as well. If you had felt attracted to any other reading, kindly look into that reading, because there may be messages for you, because I have delivered a very similar message for another reading. How often do they think about you? Anytime when they are alone, anytime when they are not working, they think about you. Because here this person, Four of Cups, it's like this person has gone to some place to relax, and that is when they are thinking. Here with the Seven of Cups, it is when they are dreaming, they are thinking, they are dreaming of you. So one, I think this person has dreamt of you and felt like they could not make sense of the dream, although digging a little deeper would give them answers about why they dreamt the dream. They are unwilling to dig deeper, because they want to say that they don't understand the dream. It's very, although I feel like they have a hint, they already know, like there's a thought that comes associated with that dream, which is a key to understanding what the dream really means, but they would not talk so much about the associated thought. Like the moment they had the dream, they also felt like they knew how to interpret it, but they are not going to tell anybody the interpretation of their dream, because it's safer to not tell anyone that they have an interpretation already. And it's very scary to actually, or not even scary, I think it's very troublesome in order to understand, in order to even admit that their interpretation could be right. So since this person is already away from work when they are thinking about you, I do understand that this is not a common occurrence, but you definitely interfere with this person's alone time, as thinking about you comes to them very instinctively, or it's like something that they don't do consciously. They are definitely not conscious about thinking about you. They're not like, if you were to hold this person responsible for their thoughts, they would apologize and say, I really don't know what to do about this. Because if there is a spouse, or if there is another person involved in this connection and you are not their partner, I feel this person would apologize for what they are doing. Because there is three of pentacles and two of pentacles, so it feels like they are juggling two people together, at least in their thought. But it's more than their thought. I'll tell you why. Because it's not two of swords, it's pentacles. Pentacles is something that has already manifested in the physical reality. So even if, and here there is cups, so there's emotions and there is what has happened in the physical reality. So there has something that happened in the physical reality that gave them understanding, give them the understanding of the situation in very concrete terms, that there are two people involved with them spiritually, because there is yin yang here. So it could be a connection which is happening in the astral plane. So here there are he or she is juggling between two people in the astral, not talking about it, not talking about it. And this, facing this thing, facing what is happening, as long as this yin yang symbol stays within water, out of the knowledge of everybody, only somebody with very keen eyes would be able to see, or very deep spiritual knowledge of the deep waters, having very deep understanding of human beings, human connections, divine connections, spiritual connections, would be able to understand that this person actually has somebody else at the back of their mind. But normal people would not be able to understand. But recognizing this connection would mean facing the fact that there are three people involved. And I feel like, you know how these pentacles are in front, like it's on the floor in front of the squirrels. Oh no, sorry, prairie dogs, not squirrels, so sorry. In front of the prairie dogs, and they are not really thinking about the pentacles. It's more like they're conversing within themselves. It feels like this person has a partner who's very loving to them. Because if you look at the card, then you will understand. I hope you, I hope you're being able to see. So there's one um, partner being very loving to this person, another partner just observing their connection. This person who is actually in the middle of this entire dynamics is a little confused, because if this person was really happy with whoever they are with, they would be engaging with this partner, looking at them and being their happy selves. But clearly they are confused, which is why they are looking ahead as if to make sense of something, whereas the other person is seeing this dynamic and is observing silently. So if you ask me how often they think about you, Whenever they are alone, whenever they're resting, especially in their dreams. But since there is a lot of cups energy involved, I would say that emotionally they feel very connected to you. There is a connection happening in the realms of, see, so it happens like this: there's physical body, then there's mental body, then there's emotional body, then there's spiritual body. Not even body, you can just think of it as layers. In normal connections, we connect with somebody physically, then we connect with them mentally, then we connect with them emotionally, and then we connect with them spiritually. But in spiritual connections, this very path is reversed. So in spiritual connections, you first feel a connection with them spiritually, and depending on how high level spiritual, like how high level, what a high level like how higher up this spiritual connection actually goes, or how high level connection it is, the nature of you getting to know about the connection, or then that level of change would be required for you to bring into yourselves in order to come in union with that person. So if you're dealing with a very high level soulmate or a twin flame, you would first connect with them spiritually, then you would connect with them emotionally, then you would connect with them mentally, and then you would come together physically. So it's reversed in case of spiritual connections. Here it feels like it's a spiritual connection, and this person is trying to make sense of that spiritual dynamic that has opened up between the two of you, and it is coming down to the emotional level now, which is affecting their mental and physical levels. Although there's not very mental energy here, we can talk about instinct that way. Like, I will tell you what, instinct is very different from intellect. This person's intellect is not involved in this connection. If it was, then they would probably decide against thinking about you. Maybe they don't want to think about you, but instinctually, how you if you take your fist in front of somebody's eyes in order to punch them, they would close their eyelids, because it's an instinctive response. So there are ways in which our bodies respond instinctively, which we would, god, wait. So our bodies are capable of doing things instinctively, which it would not do if it was taking decisions not out of instinct but from their mind. So there's a lot involved for this person. And here also you see instinctively this person, there's a wolf in its full form, and then there's a wolf which feels like its higher form, or a more distant form. This has two heads. One head is looking there, one head is looking straight. So I feel like this person knows that they have their eyes on you, which exists at the back of their mind for sure. But again, it brings them a lot of comfort. This is why this energy is so different from the other two groups. I felt like, okay, another thing made sense to me. I'll talk about it. Okay, so in the other two groups, if they thought about their person, they did not do that willingly. For you, you bring this person a lot of comfort. Why this person is not happy with their partner giving them attention is because you remind them of, or you give them some sort of a feeling which they are not getting from their partner. Here, at least for this group, they are happy to think about you. Now the other two references which I want to break down for you. First of all, for the Four of Cups, you see one of the cups is so higher up on the branch that this person has no idea about this cup being there, is not even being able to see it. Also, this person has to raise their vibration in order to, like, has to climb the tree. So you can see it as raising their vibration in order to approach the cup, or access the cup. So this person is currently not at the level of, is not at the vibrational level. Even the vibrational match came at the back of the deck. It may be a spiritual connection where this person is mirroring who you are to you, or is mirroring your flaws and your strengths to you. Not flaws, strengths and weaknesses to you. What is a flaw anyway? But this person has to raise their vibration in order to make sense, or at least be able to see the option that they have with you, or the potential that they have with you. Currently they are at a state of only thinking about you in a very fantasy like way, where it does not seem possible for them to materialize what they have. Like it does not seem possible for them to materialize this connection in the 3D. I don't think this person thinks of you are part of their fantasy. They feel good when they think about you. In the other two in the other two readings, the energy came out very differently. They'd rather not think about you, but here, instinctively, they think about you. They don't. They are not saying that it is right. It makes them wonder what it is. They're confused. Also, again, maybe they would rather not think about you, but they like thinking about you. The energy brings them a lot of peace, a lot of comfort, because Seven of Cups, what we think about in the Seven of Cups are not necessarily things that we don't want to think about. There's an element of access. There's an element of you dreaming the dreams, wanting to dream them. So there's a desire, there's a want there. They want to, they think about you in a way that brings them a joy and comfort that they cannot deny. They don't feel like they are necessarily capable of welcoming you into their lives now, or giving you everything you deserve, or making you a part of their lives, but they understand, they recognize that they have this fantasy that they are not denying. But to make it, to make it look like it's a fantasy, that they are confused, that don't understand what is happening, will give them the time to not take a decision on whatever they are juggling. Like they can stay in this energy of juggling without anybody knowing that they are juggling two things together for longer, if they don't admit to having some sort of clarity about you. Now I will decode whatever I see with Black Panther, as I have done with the other animals. With the Black Panther, the energy of it being comparatively a rare animal to see in the wild, it feels like this person is aware of you, not being an ordinary person, not your everyday Joe. So not your everyday Joe for sure, but also they understand that you are unique in a way that if everybody was able to see you in your authenticity, they would be able to understand how unique you are and would be able to celebrate you. It's only till you get discovered that you can live like an ordinary person. Once you are out in the open, or once you have put out your talents like for everyone to see, out in the open for everyone to see, people will start understanding just how unique and rare you are, and you are going to be celebrated. Like I feel like this person is aware of you also being in the dark, because you see, I said that this connection is mirroring, like you guys are mirroring each other. If this person wants to be in the dark and feels comfortable being in the dark because they don't want to face with absolute clarity something that they know in their heart, you may be doing something very similar, and that's what we attract in our lives. We attract our vibrational match, and that also came as the back of the deck energy for you. So you also may be feeling comfortable staying in the dark with your potential, with who you are. Maybe you also don't want to come into the light. You know if you come into the light, it might force this person to also come into the light with their feelings and face what they actually feel, or what their actual fantasies are. And here, recognizing the fact that they have something, they have a loving partner, and yet they choose not to feel like, yet they choose not to engage because of a reason. What that reason is, they are going to go within to find out. So all those things they are going to do, and it's going to come out in the open only when you also choose to come out in the open with all your magnificence. Like Black Panther is, like I said, is not a rare animal. It has, there's an enigma, there's mystery, there's there's a uniqueness to this animal that is celebrated. And when you come out with your uniqueness and the world sees you for who you are, when you choose to step into the light, I think your person would not be able to stay in this energy of their comforting darkness for too long. So how often do they think about you? They think about you not when they are working. If this person is a very busy person, I would say that anytime that they are resting, anytime they sit with their coffee or lemonade and they want to just think about their day or their future, so, they end up thinking about you. They end up feeling like, what's group 3 doing? It's not obsession, it's in no way obsession. It's a very conscious sort of happiness that you bring them. They're aware that you make them happy, so there's clarity. It's just that they don't want to admit. Like, it's better that they call their clarity confusion. It's like, they are very sure that they like a certain flavor of ice cream, but they pose it to the world as, I don't know why I feel like having butterscotch sometimes. And they know it in their hearts that they like butterscotch, to the point that if they had an option of having it anytime that they had ice cream, if they were given the option of having butterscotch only, they would make that choice. They definitely take that option, but they choose to frame it with a question mark. They don't really admit it. Oh, they're like, I don't know why this is happening. Well, dude, you know, that's the thing. Anyway, with the boon card, heaven is rushing in and showering you with blessings. Open your heart to receive. I feel like this person has you associated with certain feelings which cannot be comfortable for anybody to know. For like, this person associates you with spring, with flowers coming up in the garden, with a kind of fresh air, or a kind of earthy smell or fresh smell in the air, which which can only be done by nature. Something very nice. And this person, it cannot be nice to know that so much, like, it I don't think for humans to realize that the way nature can bring change to the environment. Or if you want everything around you, if you want the air to smell, see, the best you can do is just spray some perfume on yourself, okay, on your own body. You can't do much about the environment. I mean, the maximum that we can do is like put maybe what is it called, air purifier, or a room freshener or air freshener around you. Like, we can spray that, but we can't do anything about, like, if we want everything around you, like the place around you, to smell like flowers, you can't do it. There's only so much you can do. Rest is up to nature, so up to God. So that God element in the connection, that the kind of change that they desire is up to God, is it can be very restricting, and can restrictive, and can be very limiting for any human being to realize. Although it's a great pursuit, it's a noble pursuit, you can always you can try to have an impact on climate and environment in a way where in the long run we end up reversing the damage done to the planet, and we are able to have more fresh smelling springs than other seasons. You can do that, but it's a long term project. And even when I was saying that, even the description of it felt like something that is not up to us. Like, it's not, at least it's not up to us for, it's not up to us to achieve right away. We cannot do it right away. So right away, whatever you can do in order to experience that kind of spring is perfume, is maybe spray some air freshener that you like, but not, you cannot have an impact on the weather of the city. This person gets a feeling like that with you, that if they are with you, the parallel of that would be the entire city smelling like fresh, new, like flowery spring, and yet they know that that is not up to them, like they cannot do that, so they cannot be with you. Like it's they can only, like it's a dream. What, or the dream also doesn't make any sense. So if it was a dream and they wanted it to make a sense, like they wanted it, if they felt like it makes some sense, they would either call it Nine of Cups or Nine of Pentacles, if it made any sense to them. But the fact that they're choosing to call it Seven of Cups just confirms the fact that they don't think that it's practically possible. The least that they can do is just think about you, maybe in their spare time, and that is something that they do. Like the least you can do if you want to experience that spring aroma is spray some perfume or room freshener, that they do. I'm just trying to draw a parallel between the two. I hope I'm making sense metaphorically, that they do. But the boon that you are, coming down to 14, which reminds me of 14th February, Valentine's Day. The boon that you are, my friend, they are not ready to receive. Like open your heart to receive, step into the light. So there's something that this person needs to do, which I think also you need to do. If you bring these changes into your life, I think you would see the impact in their life as well. So there's something that you need to do which is not happened, and that's like it's relevant for both of you. Then you have Knight of Wands and Princess of Pentacles, which is like Page of Pentacles. Knight of Wands and Page of Pentacles. So there's a lot of attraction towards something which feels like there's not much development that has happened in this relationship. It feels like they feel very strongly for something which is at the level of maybe exchanging eye contacts, if not even exchanged numbers. So I don't feel like you guys know each other. Things have moved to the extent that you can, even with some assertion, ask this question whether or not this person is thinking about you. In the 3D, in the astral, this feels like it has progressed a lot. This feels like a strong connection in the astral, but in the 3D, things have not progressed so far, so as to make sense of this question that you're asking. So there's a lot of attraction towards something which is materially not so grounded yet, and there's also an age difference that needs to be taken into consideration, because I don't think the dynamics between the two of you is conventional. There's a lot of unconventional. It's This connection is quite reversed from what we conventionally practice on this planet. Then you have Chris of Praise, which says, do you have a broken heart? Are you feeling unloved? Take the time to nurture yourself and know you are loved by the divine. Open your heart and have more compassion for yourself and others. Take a long bath, drink plenty of water to nourish yourself. I would just like to bring your focus to this line. Open your heart. Step into the light. Open your heart to receive. So just see the repetition. There is a closed aspect, like this. There's a boon, but there's a refusal to see it as a boon. This person does not recognize you. Like there's an element of not being able to recognize who you are, recognize what the connection is, recognize how like the nature of this connection. They are not understanding just how spiritually complex and also spiritually higher up you guys have your roots connected to each other. So there's obviously some entanglement, some cosmic quantum entanglement that is happening, and although if you dig deeper, there you would find that this person has some level of clarity, or at least hint of clarity about this person chooses to stay in this energy of confusion, and it is better to mask that clarity as confusion, like I said, in order to help them stay in the energy that they are. One thing, if there is quantum entanglement between the two of you, I would say one thing that would change the pace of this connection is if you bring the changes within yourself, like if you open your heart to who you are and go to achieve the highest potential that you can achieve in this lifetime. This person would be forced to open their heart and step into the light and achieve the kind of the highest kind of relationship that they achieve, that they can achieve, or have go for the highest kind of a relationship that they can have in this lifetime. And it would bring the two of you together. How often do they think about you? To answer that, whenever they're relaxing, whenever they have time to spare and they sit down to just have a time with themselves, some time with themselves, they end up thinking about you with a sigh, with they end up thinking about you while they are with their partner as well. But mostly when they're alone, that alone time, you end up invading for this person, and this person is not complaining. That is something that I want to tell you. This person has not for once said that I don't want to think about group 3. God knows why I think about group 3. Secretly this person wants to say that even if I don't have the courage to admit that I think about group 3 and how often I think about group 3, for the I don't think it's very often, but this person is saying that it is often, because whenever, for them, this person thinks about you whenever they're alone, and that is quite often for them, because they would not like for anybody to invade their personal space, but they are making that concession for you. Like, it feels like their personal space is not personal when it comes to you. Like, they would not call their personal space personal when it comes to you. Like, it's like for you it's not there's no restriction, there's no limitation. Like, it's this person is saying that you can come, group 3, you can come. I mean, this restriction I would put on my personal space for others, not you. And why they're making such concessions, if you just look within, like if they just look within, or if I dig deeper, I'll be able to say. But I don't think they are ready to face that answer. It's easier for them to say that they find it confusing to think why they like thinking about you. They are not complaining. Again, I would say they are not complaining. They're saying that I like thinking about group 3. It's an energy that I would want to be in. They are happy in this 4 of Cups energy, because they use it to retire into the 7 of Cups and retire into the world of their dreams. They feel like it happens very instinctively. It then creates complexities in their material world, in the material realm, in the physical realm. But that it is what it is. Do you have a broken heart? It reminds me of the fact that this person, even though they are loved and all, they feel broken inside. They feel like there's a potential for more, and they are aware of it. Okay. But they have not opened their heart to the boon that this connection is. So that's the reading for you, group 3. So happy to deliver the reading for you. There were certain disruptions, interruptions in between, but I think we did well. So if you understand Bengali, group 3, then you can, did I call you group 2? I don't know. If I did, I'm sorry. If you understand Bengali, you might want to check out my Bengali channel, Kalpa Kendra Life. If you understand Hindi, then you might want to check out my Hindi channel, Kalpa Kendra Sahaj. If you want to take a personal reading for me, then you can connect with me on the email ID that I've shared in the description below. Otherwise, I'll see you in another reading sometime very, very soon. Till then, take care.